Hi, hello, welcome to our channel Chemistry Era. This is Anil. Today we are going to learn about a very important topic of chemistry which we come across with different classes, that is atomic structure. In some other classes we learn the same topic in the name of structure of atom. Anyhow, we are going to learn about atom and the constraints of atom and the arrangement of the constraints. Before going to learn about all these concepts, I think all of you are aware of a simple term, matter. Matter can be defined as anything which possesses two properties. One, which is having some volume. Two, which is having some mass. So, anything which has some volume, that means which occupies some space, and which is having some mass is called as a matter. Suppose if you take this pen is occupying some space, that means it is having some volume, and it weighs some mass. That means I can call this pen as a matter. There is a great scientist is there which we doesn't learn in our classes, who is Maharshi Kanada. Maharshi Kanada is the great scientist from Indian origin who stated that every matter is made up of two important particles in it. They are Anu and Paramanu. I repeat once again. Maharshi Kanada stated that every matter is made up of two important parts. They are Anu and Paramanu. All the Paramanus come together to form a Anu. All these Anus combine together to form a matter. The same concept was illustrated by the great chemist Sir Dalton. Sir Dalton is the first scientist who established a relation between the constraints of matter and matter. We can say that the first theory about atom was stated by Dalton, that we are going to learn in the name of Dalton's atomic theory. So let us try to understand about Dalton's atomic theory. This Dalton's atomic theory was proposed by the scientist Sir John Dalton. So first let us try to understand about Dalton's atomic theory. Dalton's atomic theory states that every matter is made up of smallest constituent particles called as atoms. Atom is a Greek word. Atom is two different words combined together to form a word called as atom. A means un, tum means divisible. That means according to Dalton, every matter is made up of smallest particles which can't be divided further. He named that particle as atom. So atom means which can't be divided further, which is undivisible. According to Dalton's atomic theory, every matter is made up of smallest undivisible particles called as atoms. Next, he said that atoms of same element are going to have same properties. Atoms of same element will have same properties. If you take an example of ice, ice is having water molecules. All water molecules are going to have the same properties, right? Next, he said that atoms of different elements are going to have different properties. What he is saying? He says that atoms of same element are going to have same properties. Atoms of different elements are going to have different properties. Next, he says that atoms of same element or atoms of different elements are combined together to form a group of atoms. I repeat, atoms of same element or atoms of different element are combined together to form a group of atoms, which later on days was named as a molecule. Which later on days it is named as a molecule. Next, another important thing he says that is atom is responsible for all chemical reactions. That means whatever the properties that was acquired by the matter is responsible. Who is responsible? Atom is responsible for all properties that was exhibited by the matter. This was the Dalton's atomic theory. Just look at once again. According to Dalton's atomic theory, every matter is made up of smallest indivisible particles called as atoms. Atoms of same element are going to have same properties. Atoms of different elements are going to have different properties. When atoms of same element or atoms of different element are joined together, they form a group of atoms, which later on is named as a molecule. Atom is responsible for all the properties of matter. This was the theory which was stated by Dalton. Unfortunately, Dalton's atomic theory was failed at certain instance of time. The reason is there is a great scientist called Sir Michael Faraday. Sir Michael Faraday sent current through salt solution. Sir Michael Faraday sent current through brine solution, which is called nothing but salt solution. That means take some pinch of salt, add it to the water. That's it. Thoroughly mix it. You are going to get a salt solution. Chemically, it was named as a brine solution. When Michael Faraday sent current through brine solution, he got three different products majorly. They are sodium hydroxide, hydrogen gas and chlorine gas. He got surprised. Why sodium chloride solution has divided into three different components? He named that division of molecule into constituents as electrolysis. Named as electrolysis. What is electrolysis? Electro means current, lysis means division. I repeat, electro means current, lysis means division. That means by sending current you can divide a molecule into constituent particles. Then Michael Faraday thought that atom can be divided by sending current. I think all of you did the simple experiment in your childhood. When you rub your pen with your head, then bring it near to your paper clips. Then what happens? All the paper clips get attached. That means there is some process is going on. There is a conversion of electric field into magnetic field that we are going to learn in physics also. There is a process is going on because of which a particles are getting separated. That process is called as electrolysis. Then he stated firmly that matter can be divided further. Matter can be divided further. Later on days, as Dalton's theory was failed because of Michael Faraday's electrolysis experiment, in the later on days, it was observed that matter can be divided further. After a rigorous experiments made by the chemists, they have designed a new apparatus which is called as a discharge tube. By using this discharge tube, scientists came to a conclusion that every atom consists of 3 particles in it. Every matter consists of 3 fundamental particles in it. They are electron, proton and neutron. I repeat, by using a discharge tube, rigorous experiments were made. From those experiments, it was observed that every atom can be divided. That means every atom consists of various subatomic particles. Among them, 3 are fundamental particles. They are electron, proton and neutron. Let us try to understand these 3 subatomic particles one by one. Now, let us try to understand about electron. Electron was discovered by the great scientist Sir J.J. Thomson. Electron is a negatively charged particle. Electron is indicated by E minus. E means electron, it is having negative charge, so we are indicating as E minus. Charge of electron is minus 1.6 into 10 power minus 19 coulomb. Observe the charge minus. Relative charge of electron. Relative charge of electron. Relative charge of electron is minus 1. And mass of electron is 9.1 into 10 power minus 31 kg. Next, let us move forward for proton. Proton was discovered by Goldstein. Proton is a positively charged particle. P indicates proton, it is having positive charge, so it is we can indicate as a P plus. Exact charge of electron is plus 1.6 into 10 power minus 19 coulomb. Observe here, charge of electron and charge of proton are the same. But what is the difference? Here electron is having negative charge and proton is having positive charge. Relative charge of proton is plus 1. And mass of proton is 1.6 into 10 power minus 21 kg. When you compare the mass of electron with the mass of proton is 1837 times more than mass of electron. That means mass of proton is much higher than mass of electron. Next we move forward towards neutron. Neutron was discovered by James Chadwick. Neutron is a chargeless particle. Neutron is indicated by N. Neutron's charge is 0 coulombs, and neutron's relative charge is also 0, and neutron's mass is 1.6 into 10 power minus 27 kg. If you observe here, mass of proton and mass of neutron are almost same. I hope you have understand this concept of fundamental particles of atom and Dalton's atomic theory. If you understand this concept, please give a thumbs up for me and don't forget to subscribe to my chemistry era. Thank you very much for watching.